Harry Potter series that always bothered me was that in the Chamber of Secrets, when the basilisk was moving through the pipes, Harry was the only person who could hear it, and I guess it was kind of explained because he was the only Parseltongue at the school, so therefore he was the only one who could understand the basilisk. But like, couldn't the rest of the students and teachers hear it like hissing?
Did you hear it?
Hear what?
That voice.
Voice? What voice?
Like when Harry's talking to the snake in the Chamber of Secrets, everyone can hear that he's talking Parseltongue. But for some reason, no one can hear this basilisk. Also, in an interview in 2007, J.K. Rowling confirmed that Dumbledore understands Mermish, gobbledygook, and Parseltongue. So why couldn't Dumbledore hear the basilisk? Did he just like ignore the voices coming from the pipes saying, Come to me, let me rip you, let me tear you, let me kill you. So hungry, for so long, kill, time to kill. Like seriously, Dumbledore, what gives? Did you want Harry to get killed? I thought you were waiting for him to die at the proper moment. Hello there! How are you doing? Obviously it's shown in the Half-Blood Prince that Dumbledore does understand Parseltongue because when he and Harry jump into Bob Ogden's memory, he can understand the Gaunts when they're speaking Parseltongue. You understand him, I'm sure, Harry, said Dumbledore quietly. Yes, of course, said Harry, slightly nonplussed. Why can't Ogden? But as his eyes found the dead snake on the door again, he suddenly understood. He's speaking Parseltongue. Very good, said Dumbledore, nodding and smiling. Then, like a couple pages later, Dumbledore's completely understood what's gone on in the conversation without Harry having to translate for him. So, presumably he does understand Parseltongue, and obviously J.K. Rowling said it earlier, so I don't even know why I'm using this to prove it. And since Voldemort is the only living descendant of Salazar Slytherin, and the only person who's able to speak Parseltongue, other than Harry, of course, but then Harry can only speak because Voldemort's living inside him, I just don't get who Dumbledore learned to understand Parseltongue from. And because I spend like 100% of my time on Pottermore, I decided to see what Pottermore had to say on the matter of speaking Parseltongue. Knowing Parseltongue isn't quite the same as learning Spanish. Firstly, you don't so much learn it as just innately know it. The language is incredibly rare, as Harry is told countless times. The only place it isn't rare is within the bloodline of Salazar Slytherin himself, and as such is usually hereditary. It has a bad reputation, and thanks to the Slytherin connection, no one is quite a fan of Parseltongue. Harry's reputation is severely tarnished when his skill becomes known to Hogwarts in the Chamber of Secrets, to the extent that they think Harry opened the chamber. It also goes into how you can imitate it like Ron did in the Deathly Hallows to get into the Chamber of Secrets during the Deathly Hallows, but like, let's be real, we all know he was under the influence of liquid luck then, don't we? Like seriously, if you haven't seen that video. But anyway, J.K. Rowling reasoned how he luckily imitated this by saying, sometimes a strong imitation of it is enough for a snake to understand. Sort of like when you're going on holiday and you yell out vague sentences in a French accent from your phrase book. However, that really has no importance. Back to Dumbledore. Professor Dumbledore could understand it. As J.K. Rowling revealed, Albus Dumbledore has mastered Parseltongue too, although he could not speak it aloud. We're not sure why Albus learnt the language, but perhaps the Hogwarts headmaster wanted a better understanding of Voldemort. Now there's a theory I quite like on Reddit that suggests that Dumbledore can't just understand Parseltongue, but he actually is a Parselmouth, but just kept it a secret because of the prejudice against Parselmouths in Wizarding Society. I'm gonna leave a link to this theory in the description because there is a lot of merit to it, and I definitely think you should check it out and read it. It goes into detail about how Dumbledore didn't personally know the Gaunts, who were the only known Parselmouths at the time, so who could have taught Dumbledore how to understand Parseltongues? And it actually brings a lot of evidence to the table that Dumbledore might actually be a descendant of Salazar Slytherin through the person whose name I can't say. I don't know, I tried. You know the person who founded Ilvermorny? Yeah, them. And I almost completely agree with it, except for the fact him being a Parselmouth would kind of contradict this excerpt from Pottermore. Albus Dumbledore has mastered Parseltongue too, although he could not speak it aloud. Meaning that J.K. Rowling herself has said that Dumbledore can't speak Parseltongue, which means that Dumbledore presumably can't speak Parseltongue. She did write the books, to be fair. Also, the other factor I want to bring back to the equation, not to get mathematical, I'm sorry, it's late, it's the fact he didn't hear the basilisk. Because if he could really understand Parseltongues, then he would have heard the basilisk moving through the pipes and realised that the Chamber of Secrets had been opened a long time before he did realise the Chamber of Secrets had been opened.
The Chamber of Secrets has indeed been opened again.
I've come to terms with why the other students and teachers might not have heard the basilisk hissing. Honestly, try to say basilisk hissing quickly. It is a tongue twister. Because in a busy castle, the hissing would probably be muted by the thickness of the walls and the pipes. And would also probably be covered by the noise of people, you know, like voices and footsteps and, you know, like bangs and like wands and spells and all that rubbish. I'm gonna let them off because, you know, you might not pick up on a quiet hissing sound. But since Dumbledore could understand Parseltongues, why didn't he pick up on the fact that there was something, you know, just like moving around the castle, whispering about wanting to kill Muggleborns? Like, it kind of makes him seem like a terrible headmaster, and I kind of see where Draco's coming from.
Father always said that Dumbledore was the worst thing that ever happened to this place.
And this might disappoint you, but the only explanation I can think of is that Dumbledore learned to understand Parseltongue in between the Chamber of Secrets and the Half-Blood Prince. To refer to Pottermore again, it says his reasoning for learning Parseltongue was because perhaps the Hogwarts headmaster wanted a better understanding of Voldemort. Which I think means after this scare of Voldemort releasing the basilisk into the castle for the second time in his life, Dumbledore realised that it might be important to learn Parseltongue in order to defeat him. The other reason he might have learnt, and I think this one is more likely, is that he'd just got the memory from Bob Ogden at the time. And he realised he needed to learn Parseltongue in order to understand what the Gaunts were saying to each other during this memory. Which is why I believe that Dumbledore was learning Parseltongue during the Prisoner of Azkaban through to the Order of the Phoenix, and was successful in learning it and could understand it by the Half-Blood Prince. This is what makes most sense to me and helps fill the plot holes, because obviously he couldn't understand Parseltongue in the Chamber of Secrets, but then could understand it in the Half-Blood Prince, so it makes most sense if he learnt it in between, right? Let me know when you think he might have learnt it in the comments section below, but in my opinion that is the most feasible explanation. But there's still one more hole. Who taught him how to understand Parseltongue? I'm open to the fact Dumbledore was just smart enough to teach himself, but if you do want a more creative solution, definitely check out the Reddit theory I mentioned earlier in the video. Again, there's a link to it in the description below, and there's actually some solid evidence for it, especially the bits about Kendra Dumbledore, Albus's mother, coming from American descent, which is, I think, something that might be picked up on in the future Fantastic Beasts sequels. And talking about Fantastic Beasts sequels, why don't you go check out another video I have about Fantastic Beasts sequels? Or if you want to know a little bit more about the Basilisk and potentially Salazar Slytherin's deep dark secret, check out this video here. Check out my social medias up here. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, or if you don't want to, you don't have to. Thanks for watching so far into the video. I just realised my scarf didn't make a feature in this video.